You know, a lot of people were surprised that John Sterling retired when he did. They speculated, it's probably because he's too old, but I've actually got some inside intel on the real reason he retired. It's because Gerrit Cole's coming back soon. Ow! Ow!
What's up, Derek? This is Brian. Man, not a good look tonight, huh? Going 2-2 at home against Athletics, quite possibly the second worst team in the American League. Man, those are games we have to win. We have to win. There's not really much of built-in excuses we can come out with. They got to hit. Not hitting with runners in scoring position just seems pathetic how many double plays these guys ground into when we should be focusing on either lifting the ball or whatever. I'm glad they're putting the ball in play, I guess. I don't know.
You bring up a point that's worth mentioning, and that is with less strikeouts in the lineup, you're going to have more balls put into play, and that means more double plays. Look, neither Rizzo nor Judge is trying to hit into a double play. They're not trying to hit a ground ball when you've got the bases loaded and less than 2 outs. They're trying to do something productive. But that's baseball. They're trying to beat the pitcher, and the pitcher's trying to induce that double play. Some days you get, and some days you get got. And the Yankees got yesterday. But I had somebody mention that I'm going a little bit easy on them this year. I'm actually trying to cut some slack to them because of two things. One, without Gerrit Cole, we're still 17-8. I would have never thought that would be possible. And two, the team has actually looked pretty good at times this year. The walks, they've battled back in some tough games. The Astros are crap this year, so if the Yankees get to the playoffs, they might not have to face their nemesis. I feel okay about this team, not great, but I don't feel terrible about this team. I think what Soto's doing is, he's been very consistent. We've seen some positive signs from Volpe. We're starting to see the catchers hit a little bit. I think Judge is the missing piece. Stanton is doing better than he did at the end of last season. He's still not hitting for a high average, but I don't think he's ever going to hit for a high average again. But you see him doing damage with the home runs. He's going to get beat by the tough velocity and the good pitchers, but that's who he is at this point. Do I think that the Yankees will improve offensively as the year goes on? Yes. I think that the Martian is underrated by baseball in general. He's a very good switch hitter. I think Verdugo is going to be a great fourth outfielder if they choose to go in that direction because he can play all three positions and still hit when you put him in the game. Judge is obviously slumping a little bit, but he's shown some signs over the last couple of days. Even though last night he didn't get any hits, he still had 2 walks, so he had some better at-bats. I feel like this team is still on the rise. So I wouldn't worry too much about it at this point.
Hey, Derek, Chain. I've heard you a couple times mention the old baseball cliche, win 50, lose 50. It's what you do with the other 62 that counts. And, of course, what I'm about to say is subjective because everybody has their own opinion as to what one of those other 62 games would have been. But since I heard you say it, in my estimation, the Yankees are 1-4 in what to do with those other 62 games. And that's not good.
That's interesting. I feel like the Yankees probably should have lost on opening day, and they came back and won. They've had a couple other late rallies. I feel like they're better than 1-4 in those situations. They've had a couple of games that could go either way. Like you said, it's subjective. This would be one of those things that would be fun to track, like games that could go either way. I don't even know if there's a baseball stat for that. Swing games that, leverage is tipped one way or the other in the final few innings or, via one at bat in the game. That's a really good exercise to think about. But, Chain, has anybody ever told you that you sound a little bit like Hulk Hogan? Yeah, brother.
Hey, this is Mac from Las Vegas. I love your show. I called in one other time. Thanks for your perspective after this loss. Hey, it is what it is, but you have the right perspective. Just a thought we're trying to get Judge or Soto signed, right, at the end of the season. I don't know. Like, if we kind of look outside of Yankee fandom, do we think that it helps or hurts when we are calling for Aaron Judge, our captain, to be benched when he's not performing well? Like, does that help or hurt our chances with Soto? Is Soto looking at that and be like, wow, these guys turn on their own? They eat their own, man.
That's a great question. And Juan Soto can probably look at it two different ways. He can either say, geez, these fans are really tough, or he can say, these are passionate fans who really want to win. He hasn't been booed yet. The question is, will he get booed? If he struggles, if he has a bad month or a bad few weeks and he gets booed, I think that's going to go a lot further than, if they're booing Judge. When it's directed at you personally, I think that changes your perspective. So if you want Soto back, don't boo him. And by the way, don't boo Aaron Judge either. I know that Michael Kay says we all have the right to boo, and if you buy a ticket, you can boo. But just because you have the right to do something doesn't mean you should. The guy has been amazing for us over his career, and as fans, I feel like our expectations sometimes are a little bit too high. Guys aren't going to come through in every big spot. Guys are going to have slumps. Guys are going to make errors. Guys are going to get hurt. Guys are going to age. But they're also going to have big moments, right? And that's what we live for.
Hi, Derek. Your boy Simon calling from Bella Vista in New Haven, Connecticut. The message I want to leave played is, I wish someone would ask Boone a question. What is the obsession with the Yankee hitters grounding out and popping up all the time? It seems like we should get ping pong paddles instead of baseball bats.
Simon, I think you may hate Aaron Boone more than any person hates any other person in this world. I think you've left about 20 voicemails, and probably all 20 of them have said, fire Boone. I don't know if it's just like a fetish that you want this guy fired. But look, the Yankees are 17-8 without their ace. Already mentioned that. And Boone's not the one hitting. He's not the one in there, trying to drive in runs. I think that Boone has done some admirable things this year. I like that he's going with more consistent lineups. I like that he's running guys out there every day. Judge out there playing every day. Stanton out there playing pretty much every day. And we're not changing the order all the time. Those are things that we've been asking him to get better at over the last couple of years. Now it's up to the players. This is strictly on the players. They have got to hit in key situations. Yes, it sucks to lose 2 out of 4 to the A's, but it could be worse. It could be worse. We could have lost 3 out of 4. We could have got swept. So, obviously you want to win all 4 versus the A's, but their bullpen is deadly. And in those close situations, they're going to win a lot of games. They're going to surprise a lot of people this year because guys like Mason Miller can bring the heat at the end of the game. And he's a game changer. I mean, you saw what he did to Soto. That's not an easy at-bat. When you can dominate Juan Soto twice like that in a series, good Lord. But not a ton of calls today. I think people kind of lost interest in the game last night, turned on the NFL, turned on, playoff basketball or hockey. But I'll be back with the post-game show tonight after the Brewers game. The game begins at 8 o'clock, so figure 10:45 or so. And hopefully the Yankees get back on the winning track. It's going to be a tough road trip. 3 games at Milwaukee, 4 at Baltimore. Going to find out what this team is made of. I'll see you next time.